Series Introduction. This is Inside the Patent, a prosecution case study series examining how issued patents survive examination at the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Each episode analyzes not just the invention, but the examination history. What was rejected, why it was rejected, and what changed to secure allowance. This episode examines U.S. Patent 12,544,932b2. Disclaimer: this presentation is for educational purposes only. It does not constitute legal advice and does not interpret the scope of any issued claims. The analysis reflects a prosecution-focused reading of the public record. Patent Overview. The patent is titled Methods and Apparatus for Modeling Loading Dock Environments. Filed December 19, 2023. Issued February 10, 2026. Assigned to Boston Dynamics, Incorporated. The invention concerns robotic systems operating in industrial loading dock environments using machine learning to identify environmental features. Patent cover page. Why it matters strategically. The cover page reveals classification and citation landscape. CPC classifications include robotics and control systems under B25J and G06V. From an examiner's standpoint, classification determines the search field and reference universe. Before reading claims, we can already anticipate likely prior art domains. Mobile robots, vision systems, industrial automation, machine learning classification. This shapes prosecution risk from the outset. Representative figure, system architecture. Figure 3 illustrates a robotic device with mechanical components, sensors, processors as SAS controller data storage. This is not novel by itself. The novelty question will depend on how perception and control are integrated in a specific environment. Representative figure, loading dock context. Figures 4A to 4C depict the robot interacting with truck, ramp, conveyor, dock area. This environmental specificity becomes central in prosecution. Examiners frequently treat mobile robotics broadly unless constrained by context. The technical problem: loading dock environments present variable geometry. Ramps, dock curtains, truck interiors, changing lighting, irregular surfaces. The challenge is not generic navigation, it is environment-specific modeling tied to operational control. The question is whether that specificity is claim critical. Claim 1. Structural breakdown. Claim 1 recites capturing at least one image of a loading dock environment, processing using a machine learning model, identifying one or more features including a ramp and slash or dock curtains. Controlling robot operation based on those features. This is a perception to control pipeline. Examination will focus on whether that ordered combination is predictable. What is the IFW? The image file wrapper contains the prosecution record, office actions, amendments, examiner statements, reasons for allowance. It reveals examiner reasoning and applicant strategy. For prosecution analysis, this is the primary evidence. How to access the IFW? The IFW can be accessed via USPTO Patent Center. Using the application number, the notice of allowance and reasons for allowance provide insight into why claims were allowed. This episode relies on those public documents. The examiner's initial obviousness position. The examiner rejected the claims under Section 103. The combination relied on prior art showing mobile robotic platforms, vision-based detection, machine learning feature identification. From the examiner's perspective, integrating ML perception with robot control can appear predictable. The vulnerability, breadth of integration language. Why the first 103 rejection was predictable. The initial claim broadly described capturing images, processing with ML, identifying features, controlling robot operation. Without environmental anchoring, this resembles known robotics frameworks. Examiners often apply predictable use of prior art elements according to known methods. Where the claim was exposed, the exposure point was abstraction. If environment is generic, the claim can map onto warehouse robotics, obstacle avoidance, or indoor navigation systems. Combination risk increases when context is not claim limiting. The amendment that shifted the case. The allowed claims specifically require identification of ramp and slash or dock curtains within a loading dock environment, controlling operation based on ramp or dock curtain location. This narrowed the universe of combinable references. It moved from robot plus ML to robot plus ML plus specific dock geometry plus control dependency. What risk was eliminated? The amendment eliminated the risk that any generic robotics plus ML reference could satisfy the claim. The examiner would now need art that identifies dock-specific structural features, uses ML, controls robot movement based on those specific features. That combination is materially narrower. What scope was surrendered? The applicant surrendered broader coverage of general ML-based navigation, non-dock industrial environments, abstract perception pipelines. The claim is now tied to loading dock features. Strategic narrowing traded breadth for defensibility. The examiner's statement of reasons for allowance. The examiner stated, no particular single feature of the claim renders the claim as a whole patentable. Only the claim taken as a whole combination is deemed new and unobvious. This is classic combination allowance language. It signals that the ordered integration, not any single element, carried patentability. Why the combination survived? The prior art disclosed components, but it did not disclose detecting dock-specific features using ML and controlling robot motion based on ramp/dock curtain location. The examiner determined the combination was not suggested or motivated in the art. The environmental constraint reframed the analysis. Strategic lessons for practitioners. 1. Environmental specificity can transform obviousness analysis. 2. Tying perception outputs to physical control actions strengthens integration arguments. 3. Amendments should directly target the examiner's combination theory. 4. Claim as a whole language in reasons for allowance indicates successful structural reframing. This was not about adding detail. It was about narrowing the combinable universe. Closing reflection. This prosecution demonstrates how contextual anchoring and control dependency can convert a vulnerable AI robotics claim into an allowable combination. Inside the patent examines how claims survive real examination, real file histories, real strategy, real prosecution reasoning.